Hello friends, Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Adab. Welcome to my YouTube channel English-Vinglish. Today I have come with my literature session and the topic which I have opted today is the Canterbury Tales. In my previous session I talked about Geoffrey Chaucer, so let's check his masterpiece today. Important points associated with the work are: the Canterbury Tales is similar to Italian writer Boccaccio's Decameron. It is written in heroic couplet, that is rhymed iambic pentameter in mid-England dialect. Most of the upper classes, they used to write in French at that moment of time. So it was a revolutionary choice made by Chaucer to write in English at that moment. The opening line of prologue are, when the April with his show suit. So the poem, it begins with the month of April, the beginning of the spring. There's a work by T.S. Eliot, The Wasteland. It's a poem which also begins with the month of April too. But it is an ironic echo of Chaucer. It begins as the April is the cruelest month. Now, as far as the story of the Canterbury Tales is concerned, it begins at the Tabard Inn, which is in Southwark, London. It is owned by Harry Bailey, who is the host to the pilgrims. Now, the story says that the pilgrims, they have to go to visit the shrine of Archbishop Thomas Becket to Canterbury, who is murdered or who was assassinated in Canterbury Cathedral in the year 1170. The assassination of Archbishop is portrayed in the play Murder in the Cathedral by T.S. Eliot. Now, the total number of pilgrims who visited Canterbury, they were 29 in number, without Chaucer. With Chaucer, they were 30. 31 person who visited Canterbury was host Harry Bailey, and 32nd was Canon's Yeoman, who joins the group later. So all in all, 29 pilgrims plus 1 Chaucer, that is 30 pilgrims. Without Chaucer, it is 29, with Chaucer 30, and total number of persons who went to Canterbury, they were 32. Now, as the distance between London and Canterbury is 60 miles, so to make the journey more smooth, more comfortable, not a monotonous one, everybody decided that the pilgrims, they will narrate tales on their way. So it was decided that 2 tales each side, from London to Canterbury and then back to London from Canterbury. It has to be narrated. So all in all, 4 tales per pilgrim, it was decided. So total planned tales were 120, 30 pilgrims plus 4 tales, it goes to 120. But only 24 tales were narrated, out of which 22 were verse and 2 were prose tales. And those 2 prose tales were Parson's Tale and Melibee Tale. The first tale which was narrated was Knight's Tale. It was the longest of all, and the last tale was Parson's Tale. If we'll talk about Chaucer's tales, he narrated 2. One is Tale of Sir Thopas and the other one is Melibee Tale. Now, as it was a sort of competition, so the reward was fixed, and the reward was that the best tale will be given free meal at the Tabard Inn on return. Now, let's see the characters associated with this work. But before that, we'll just check one line, that is, here is God's plenty. So this line was made by John Dryden about the characterization of the Canterbury Tales. So the important characters which are associated with the work are, the first one is the knight. He belongs to the highest ranking, he was chivalrous, he fought 100 years war, but he never boasted his deeds. Now he's turned old, he's lacking liveliness, and the story or the tale which he narrated was chivalry. That is according to his own taste, according to his own temperament, his own character. Another one is the Squire. He is the son of the knight. He's a ladies' man, lusty, who used to sing songs, composes melodies, writes poetry to lure women. He writes well, and he is in all a way a contrast to his father. Another character is Yeoman. He is servant of knight and squire. He always dresses in green, carries a long bow, and he was excellent with his shot, with his bow. Another one is Prioress. It's an ironic character named Madame Eglantine. She used to wear a gold brooch on which it was inscribed in Latin, "Love conquers all." She is well-bred, well-mannerly and delicate, who used to keep her clothes clean, tidy. She used to eat nicely. She's a nun, but a lady first and foremost. Being an ecclesiast, she narrated the story of the murder of a Christian saint by the cursed Jews. Another one is Monk. It's an ironic character who used to love hunting and eating fine food. His favorite food was roasted swan. He used to wear foppish clothes. He was fat, jolly, bold. He owned dogs and horses and he was very proud of them. He little cares about the rules. On being exhorted by the host to tell a merry tale, revengefully he narrates a long melancholic tale of the fall of Lucifer, Adam, Hercules, Samson and many more. He was stopped by the host midway, stating that the stories are annoying pilgrims. And he was asked to narrate the story of hunting, but he rejects. Another one is Friar. His name was Herbert. He is known to all the boozing places in the town. He's a jolly beggar who got license to beg. He's playing with the pity of people, extremely religious. He narrates the story of roguish summoner who is carried by the devil to hell. Another character is the summoner. He considers himself to be a high class. He speaks Latin, that is the language of the fashionable, who cultivated it as a social necessity. He narrates the story of a greedy friar who is humbled on account of his greed in retaliation to the friar's story. Another character is Merchant. He is the forefather of Sir Andrew Freeport, the merchant who is a member of the Spectator Club as delineated by Addison and Steele in the 18th century. He is shrewd, arrogant. He always boasts about his profits, but actually he is in debt. He is involved in illegal dealings in foreign exchange. Another one is Sergeant of Law. Successful lawyer who always pretends to be successful and busy. Another one is Doctor of Physique. He's having love of gold. He earned a lot from Black Death. And he's dependent or grounded on astrology. Next character is Wife of Bath. Her name was Alison. She got married 5 times, having sexual appetite. She refuses to be dominated by men in marriage. Her characters, we'll talk about her physical parents. One is she's having white tooth apart. Another one is she's deaf in one ear. Another character is Miller. Chaucer pays more attention to his physical appearance. He's big, stout, browny, broad and strong. He narrates the story of the seduction of carpenter's wife by a clerk. Another one is Reeve. Reeve is a carpenter, and in retaliation to Miller's story, he narrates the story of the seduction of Miller's wife and daughter by 2 Cambridge scholars. Another character is Pardoner. He is having goat voice. He is seller of pepple, a despicable parasite trading in letters of pardon with the sinners who could ensure a seat in heaven by paying hard cash. So he is fooling people to make money. He carries bag full of relics. He is greedy and he is hypocrite. Another one is Plowman. He is brother of parson. He is honest worker, and like his brother, he is a virtuous man. Another one is Parson. He is very poor but a holy and virtuous man. Apparently, he is a follower of Wycliffe who revolted against the corruption of the church. Another one is Chaucer. He narrates the dullest of the tales. His boring narrative is cut short by the host after he has proceeded to the extent of some 30 stanzas. Chaucer's choice of the dullest for himself is an apt example of self-directed irony. So he's basically a very high-level humorist. He asked the host instead asked to narrate a tale of mirth, but he pleads his ignorance very politely. So one can check the humility associated with Chaucer. So thus to conclude, we can say that Chaucer followed the principle of least interference with his material. His degree of self-effacement is really surprising. He paints the life as he sees it and leaves others to draw the moral. So he is no moralist either. So I hope friends you like this attempt, and if you find this video worthy, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.